Have you noticed that most of Africa actually has minerals, oil, you name it? The continent is rich with. Chad is the fifth largest country in Africa. It's rich in gold, uranium, and joined the ranks of oil-producing countries in 2003. Chad is known for cultural diversity with over 200 ethnic groups. In fact, the discovery of artifacts and fossils in northern Chad attests to the archaeological and historical richnesses of this country.
Chad.
Welcome to Wisdom of Africa, your weekly wisdom dosage. I am Karen, and in this video, I'll break down the meaning of 5 proverbs from Chad. You guessed it right. We've gone all the way to Chad. Proverb number 1 says, a snake bites where it reaches. Take a moment and think about that. If we were to invert that proverb, technically what they're saying is, if the snake doesn't reach, then it can't bite, right? So the point here is, if you fool around with something that is dangerous, for example, a snake, you will get hurt. As I said, if the snake can't reach, for example, your thigh, how is it gonna bite? Get yourself out of harm's way. Simple as that. If you get yourself out of sticky situations, out of harm's way, how are you gonna be harmed? Proverb number 2. Proverb number 2 from Chad says, you have not overcome the person you caused to fall down. You can't start a task, leave it halfway, and then start another one, leave it halfway, and then start another one, and leave it halfway. So, if you begin something, finish it off. This brings us to proverb number 3. Proverb number 3 says, the son whose father works his field does not know the things that are precious. If a father works his son's field, the son will not know the things that are precious. What this means is that that child will feel entitled. That child will not realize or appreciate the value of hard work, the value of doing those things for themselves, or to know that if you do something, you can get rewards out of it. For example, in diaspora here, everybody's busy working. Oh, I need to save and build a house. I need to leave my children some property. It's not a bad idea, but if we keep doing that and not allowing our children to understand the struggle, or they will not realize how difficult it is to face the real world. And in turn, they become ungrateful, they become entitled. Honestly, I'm telling you the honest truth. I have a friend of mine who said to me, he could not wait for his father to pass on so that he could inherit his father's money. On that note, I remind you again, the son whose father works his field does not know that things are precious. It brings us to proverb number 4. Proverb number 4 from Chad says, gratitude is not servitude. Gratitude, being grateful, doesn't mean that you have to be someone's slave. Many a times, there's children that are brought up by distant relatives because of certain circumstances. For example, they're orphans or their parents just can't afford to take care of them. Simply because you've done something for that family or for that child, that doesn't turn that child into your slave. That child may be grateful for everything that you did, but then that doesn't mean that they become enslaved to you and to your every demand. For example, here in diaspora, I see people working day and night, in the cold, in the snow, on the bus at 5:30 in the morning, going to work hard. And I'm telling you, this is no word of a lie. They send each and every penny back home simply because, okay, I need to send this back to my uncle because he raised me. Just because your uncle raised you, it doesn't mean you become a slave to him. Gratitude is not servitude. It brings us to our final proverb from Chad. Proverb number 5. And it says, when the village chief himself goes around inviting people to a meeting, then you just know there's something wrong with the system. Can you imagine the village chief, the head, running around? Hey, we have a meeting. We have a meeting. Come on. Obviously, there will be a problem with that system. What we're trying to say here is that, especially for you leaders out there, learn to delegate, learn to empower your team. Come on, we have younger generations coming. You're not going to do everything on your own, especially if you're 80, for example. I'm not being ageist, by the way. But anyway, learn to empower your team so that they can own their own roles. Because when you do that, yeah, you're not going to run around doing everybody else's job. And you can lead successfully and things will not fall apart. As the saying goes, knowledge without wisdom is like water in the sand. So, like this video, subscribe to Henok TV and comment below. Until next time, it's me, your girl Karen. Bye-bye.